Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very cool review, impressions of a knife that I bought with the intention of giving as a giveaway, and I thought it's a cool knife. It's definitely one I would like to get into my collection, especially if they do a nicer version of this. This is the QSP Penguin slip joint. Now I've had the mini penguin, the regular penguin, the large penguin, right? Love those penguin series. They came out with a button lock penguin. Haven't had a chance to check that out yet. Hopefully I'll get a chance to check it out. But this is the slip joint, and I like the look of it because it falls into sort of my aesthetic of knives that I like for slip joints. Now I'm not a big slip joint guy. I own 2 slip joints. Almost owned a third one. That one didn't work out. Hoping to get a third one at some point. There's one that I'm waiting on, very much wanting to do. And then I have one grill one, but we'll see about that. This is a beautiful, beautiful OD green G10 texture. It's got a nice texture. There's no clip for this because it's meant to be a traditional slip joint like you put into a sleeve. So I have a couple of my slip joints here. This is a Duty's Daggers leather sleeve. This is the Hedgehog, which is also a QSP one. And this is probably my first one that got me into this. And I like that kind of aesthetic as well. This is the Camel Carbon Titanium, a little bit lighter. It's got a really nice, crisp walk and talk. I love that. And then I've got the Bayer here by Tactile Knife Company. A little softer, but nice. And the thing is, this one's so ridiculously thin. It is just insanely thin compared to these other ones. It's almost like you could almost fit it inside of them. But that's one of the joys of this one. And it's got a little texture right here, so you can kind of pull it open, which is nice. It's all titanium here. It's got a nice texture, this beautiful milling that Tactile Knife Company does. I actually took this part and tuned it and cleaned it a little bit, which I didn't know. There's a ton of pins inside. So yeah, this is closer to more of a traditional slip joint in the way internal milling and parts that are in there. Very cool one. I like both of these, and I carry these regularly. These are starting to patina in my pocket. Carry these normally. This is again the Hedgehog. Really enjoy this one as well. So I think like with the Hedgehog, you're going to need a little slippy like this. This one's a little bit bigger, so I don't want to try to squeeze it in there because I don't want to damage my one here that's already fitting for the Hedgehog. But so you definitely want to get like a slip joint. Maybe not. Maybe you just keep it at your desk and use this knife. But it's pretty cool. 14C28N, satin finish right here. G10 steel liners. Beautiful back bar lock here. So works really, really nicely. Nice half stop. Nice crisp. No shaking. No loose. I've had a couple of slip joints where you get right here and it disengages and it rocks all over, and really disappointing. I like a crisp one. I like to be able to do the walk and then do the talk. Really, really nice. Nice little lanyard holder. I can see with slip joints where lanyard might be more important, especially if you keep it in your pocket as such. I do like that 14C28. Very minimal billboarding on here. Really, really nice. Nicely rounded all the way around on that G10, which ultimately becomes important when you're gripping and using this. It's great for cutting apples and fruit or just papers and letters and envelopes. Definitely a very nice little tool, I will say that. So let's take a look at that. Really nice little slip joint. You can see that beautiful G10. I think it comes in black as well, which is the one I would want to get. It wasn't available at the time, so I picked this one for the giveaway. I think this is a pretty cool knife. T6 hardware. All that stuff. So that is how it works. And it is a half stop and then a full stop close, right? A half stop and a full open. The bar locks up really well. I think it's a nice, good, crisp open and close for a slip joint. I like that. So to me, that works really, really well. So let's do some measurements on this guy. See how much this weighs for a slip joint. So this guy weighs 3.8 ounces, which is not bad. Thinking about now, this is titanium and carbon fiber. So, you're like 1.2 ounces, way, way lighter. And then you've got the super, super thin one, which is 1.8 ounces. So you keep getting thinner and lighter and what have you. Now, steel liners, everything's steel on here. So, that it is more of a budget slip joint. So I mean, it's going to be lighter. I mean, it's going to be heavier because it's not using titanium and other things like that. So let's do a little measurement on here. See the whole length of this. We'll open this all the way out. Get my ruler out. So we're looking at a slip joint that's going to be probably just over 7 inches, 7 and a 16th of an inch maybe. The grip, if you go from here to here, is about 3.5 inches. If you use the finger choil, you've got about 4 1/3 of an inch, I'm going to say. The overall cutting length, if you go from tip to the handle, you're just right at 3 inches. Somebody might say it's under, depending on that. Cutting length, you're looking at, looks like 2.75, no, about 2 and, I'm going to say 5/8, 2 and 5/8, somewhere around there. So not bad, not bad. Let's go ahead and measure the blade stock thickness on this guy here. All right, so blade stock thickness on this one is 118th, 119th thousandths of an inch, so 0.112.119. So not terribly thick, but not terribly thin for a slip joint. I mean, especially considering this one over here is going to be less than 0.1 inches. So it's like, I think it was 990 or 89 thousandths of an inch. So this is definitely, it's a robust blade. It's definitely strong, definitely can use this quite a bit. 14C28 blade steel is pretty nice. So where does this fall into? Is this a budget knife or regular knife? Well, it's obviously a budget knife. We're talking around the $50 range. Depending on where you buy it, you can get a discount. If you get it like at, White Mountain Knives and use RNK10, you get 10% off. If you use one of the, sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. But if you go to some of the other places, use my affiliate link, I would appreciate that, but you can definitely find it there. And they might have different variations that you would like. I'm hoping like, traditional pocket knives, they'll have this, and eventually we'll come out with like a titanium jig scaled or something like that, because I would love to get that, or camo carbon like they did with this other one. This was a traditional pocket knives exclusive, so I'm hoping they'll do something like that with this one, because this one would be really cool. I think this would be nice, especially this shape. I like this shape of this one. It's different enough for me that it's pretty cool, and I like the finger choil part. That's really nice. Yeah, so definitely a budget knife. Is it EDC hard use collection piece? Well, it's hard use as far as a slip joint goes, right? Slip joints aren't ever going to be things you're going to whack with. You're going to be cutting really deep because they do bend, they break. There's no locking mechanism. It doesn't keep them in place, unlike certain traditional knives, right? So, like here's an axis, well, it's a crossbar lock. It's a Kershaw Iridium with M390 blade steel and carbon fiber. This locks in place. You have to disengage the lock for it to release and open. This doesn't. You hit it, it's gonna, I can close it like that, and then I can close it like that. So there's nothing preventing it from closing, which means that theoretically it could close. If your fingers are right there, it could snap right on your fingers. So you gotta be careful, right? Slip joints aren't, they're not dangerous, but they can be. Every knife can be dangerous depending on how you use it if you don't know how to use it, right? But this is more of a, like, cut apples, cut food, maybe, cut letters boxes, but gently, right? You're not out there trying to, do hard work, cut with logs of wood or something like that. So just keep that in mind. I would definitely say, EDC, probably want a little leather slip I would recommend, or a lanyard or something. Not necessary, but it keeps it clean and from getting dirty in your hand, and the leather slip helps it kind of, it'll patina and keep it nice and protected in a nice place. My recommendation, is it a collection piece? Well, it's a budget knife, so I would say no. If they do have like a limited run like they do with the Hedgehog, because the Hedgehog had some budget versions as well, then that might be a collection piece for sure, but not this. This is a budget knife. This is meant to be inexpensive. So that's my opinion on it. Anything can be a collection piece if you want it. Overall design, I like this design. I like the Penguin. I like the shape of the blade. I like the finger choil. I like the roundedness on the G10. I like the lanyard loop. I like the thickness here. It's got a nice comfortable thickness. Beautiful back lock bar here. I like that. I love the nail nick. It's nice and non-traditional, very modern looking, very easy to work and actuate with your hand. I like that. I like the nice tip coming out here. This is kind of a Warncliffe, little rounded edge there, and nice pointy tip there, or I don't know. I guess you can call it sheep's foot, whatever you want to call this. It's modified. Call it whatever you want. I don't care. To me, it's like more like a Warncliffe, right? So very cool in that regard. I like that. Opening and closing is really crisp, works really well for slip joint. I like it. I like it a lot. I think that's great. Fidget factor. What's a slip joint? And slip joints become more fidget factor by how well they walk and talk. And this one does it really well. And I would have to say it's going to get the full 2.5 points, 2.5 out of 10, because it's just really open and close. That's it. So you can get the full points for a slip joint. To me, 2.5 is the best you can get. So it rounds up to 3. Now, fidgety goodness, how does it feel compared to other slip joints? Now I've started handling more and more. And again, I'm limited. I'm not an expert yet, but I'm starting to handle a little more than just 1 or 2, right? I would say this is pretty solid. I would give this a 9, an A-. I'll give it a 90, an A-. Certainly really crisp. There's a lot of good things here I like. So definitely a solid A-. It's definitely going to be in the A range, 90 or above. So that's pretty stinking cool. That's the fidgety goodness. So out of that fidget factor, 2.5, rounded to 3, it's going to give it a 90. I think that's good. A lot of great knives I've given that. So fidgety overall final thoughts. Is it recommended? Yeah, this is absolutely recommended. As far as a slip joint goes, understand what this tool is and what it does, and I think it's highly recommended. I think it's pretty stinking cool. So definitely a knife worth considering. Definitely a knife worth maybe entering into your collection if you're looking for a slip joint and you really don't want to spend a whole lot of money. You want a budget one. This is definitely worth considering it, adding to your collection. I think it's pretty stinking nice. So yeah, definitely going to be recommended. It'll be my recommended budget knives for sure. So there you go. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, informative, or just, great to watch, whatever, would you consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps out the channel, allows the channel grow, produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who watch, who like the videos. I really appreciate you guys. It helps more than you know. Thank you. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content. And then to all my channel members, thank you. Really, thank you. Especially those of you guys who came here from the very beginning, I appreciate you. Those who've joined along the way, I appreciate you. And those of you who've joined recently, I appreciate you. Maybe you've been on the edge and you thought, hey, I'd like to become a channel member. I would love to have you. I'd be honored. I'd be thrilled to see you as a channel member. Thank you. There's a link down below in the description on how to become a channel member. I would love to see that. But please don't feel like you have to be a channel member. Enjoy the content, watch. I'm happy with all of that. But if you want to be a channel member, thank you. And my way to say thank you to you is I do 2 things, right? Immediately, I'll send you a sticker. If you haven't already gotten a sticker, email me with your name and address, and I'll mail you a sticker. It's my way to say thank you. Especially if you're the top tier, you get a special sticker for that one. And then also, my second way is I also do a once-a-month giveaway for channel members. So, hey, hang around, come on the live streams, and who knows, maybe you'll be picked for one of the channel members giveaways. So love to see you there for that. It's just my way to say thank you, not to bribe you, but just to say thank you. Just want you to know that. I appreciate you. And then finally, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week.